boom blast.
Get me in the car, let me in the
We recently released a short horror film titled On My Way, which is about Halloween, clowns, maniacs, and texting. You can go check that film out here first before watching this, or you can just watch this and then that one, or don't. Don't even watch this. I don't care. I mean, it's your life, you know, because I don't care at all. I don't care. I don't even care. What does it even matter, you know? I don't even want to do this. The most interesting thing about this film is the fact that it takes place in real time. The film is one shot. A lot of people have asked us how we pulled this off, and before we reveal that, you should know that there's a reason a magician never reveals their secret. Sometimes the secret is so simple that some people will find the trick less impressive. With that being said, there's a reason we call our tiny little team Make Do Entertainment. The entire purpose was not only to make things with little to no resources, it was to make things of the highest quality possible with the resources at our disposal, making do with what we have. On screen there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 people. Now, let's take a look at the credits. How many names do we have? 1, 2, 3, 4. That's how many people were there that night. One of them was driving the car. One of them was operating the camera, apparently. So, if my math is correct, that leaves 2 left. These 2. And these 2. And them. The film is one shot because there are no apparent cuts, but it was accomplished in about 10 different shots, stitched together to make one. There's the big secret. Goodbye. So, whether or not that changes how impressive or ambitious our film is, that's how it was done. It may not be one true 6-minute take, but that doesn't mean we don't have our long shots, some of them going on for a little over 2 minutes, involving driving from point A to point B, people inside and outside the car, and camera movement. We spent multiple days figuring out how to block out the shots and camera movement to hide the cuts we did have. We used a method that I came up with for a previous short film where we basically shoot 90% of the film at home, or wherever location is most convenient. We come up with the shots, try them out, and cut them all together the way we would after production, and what we have is a very, very rough cut of our film, so we can see what works and what doesn't. It's like a visual shot list that we can now airdrop to everyone's iPhone so that everyone has a visual aid that they can reference at any time. The film was shot in one night on a Canon C100 Mark II that we rented. The car rig was a Spider Pod from Digital Juice. We had planned on recording all of the freaks later on in post, so that none of the cast had to actually scream at the top of their lungs downtown in the middle of the night. But we actually ended up recording all of the audio later on in post. The audio setup we had was a complete mess, and we actually decided to scrap all of the audio we captured that night. All of the audio you hear in the film was recorded at a later time. Let's talk story for a second. This is always a tricky one with short films. You're always dancing the line between too much story and no story at all. The problem we always try to avoid is packing in a feature-length film's worth of story into a short film. That being said, the entire idea for this short film was born from this shot right here. I was driving home one night and stopped at a red light and had the image of this shot, where the driver's in focus. You can actually see the scare coming at you in the background. After discussing it with Mike, we thought that this story would be a good medium for us to push our technical abilities and attempt to have it all take place in real time. So, the shot and the story kind of came at the same time. Our intention was that the audience would have as much information as the protagonist of the film. You find out about what is going on as much as he does. We may have skimmed on information a little too much, but like I said, it's a fine line to dance. This shot of the clown, who we nicknamed Giggles, slamming into the car was the one shot that had to work.
Let's see if you can run down the sidewalk.
Oh no, I can see perfectly.
Let's talk about, in my opinion, the most glaring issue with this film. The car crash. You might ask, why does it not look like he's reacting to anything before the crash? Well, that's because the car crash was never meant to happen. In the script, we had about 3 more pages left. This is where the film would have really changed. We had this whole ending where he would have pulled into the parking garage of the location where Hannah was, calling her on the phone, and eventually getting trapped in a stairwell. Really cool stuff, and it makes me sad to read these pages again that we'll never see this ending. We changed the ending because we had started to shoot what we had written and quickly realized it wasn't going to work. At all. The footage we were getting was horrible, and we had to have a real talk about changing the ending. I felt like the most mature decision would have been to simplify the ending into something we can accomplish well, rather than shoot our favorite idea poorly. So that's what we did. We came up with something that didn't require reshoots, that we could just tag on the end of this shot. We added some audio over the black frames, running footsteps, a scream, a nasty car hit. Like a freak, I'd run out in front of him, maybe he swerved and wrecked. It's never a good sign when you're using the word maybe in your explanation. It doesn't work as well as we would have liked, and we're fully aware of that. This is not an ideal transition, but I am happy with this final shot. And it gave us an excuse to bring giggles back. So, camera movement. Our intention with the camera movement was to get something very smooth, very still, and almost cold and detached behavior, because I thought it would have been creepier that way. A shot like this was heavily inspired by something like It Follows, where the camera pans in both directions. It lets the audience look in 360 degrees, revealing an entire environment in all directions. How did we get shots like this? Was it a motorized head? No. Didn't you read the name? No, we got shots like this by literally having Mike hanging out of the back window. There he is. Sometimes he would be in the car with me, behind the driver's seat. Sometimes he would be outside the car operating the camera as though it were on a tripod. And sometimes, like say, this shot, where we're whipping back and forth from the window towards the back of the car while it's driving, Mike was literally running alongside the car, desperately trying to frame the shot up in the dark. As the car speeds away, he just darts off into the bushes so you can't see him. This is really advanced filmmaking we're doing. In post, we used a combination of methods to blend the shots together, from blurring to fades to cuts to warping. It really all just depends on each shot and what type of transition you're going to use. The on-screen text came from necessity, basically. Our film was going to be in one shot, so we couldn't cut to the phone to show the messages, and plus, why would you want to? I thought on-screen text would be a really cool way to show what is being sent and received without pulling you out of the one shot happening on screen. But I wanted to keep them as simple and as clean as possible, as not to clutter up the screen with a visual effect. They're just the bare essentials. White text on the screen. The font is Helvetica, which, after researching, is the closest font that the iPhone iMessages use. And I thought it was a nice choice because Apple's simplified, clean style lent itself to the clean style of the effect.
I don't love
But
the
it-
font at the end, but
No,
that's
the
okay.
the font would be something that I would love to see changed too.
Oh. Well. Even though the text was going to be simple, I wanted to add some fun things to keep them interesting, like tracking them to the movement of the car as bumps from the road translate into the footage, deleting a message we saw him type earlier, scrolling through previously unseen messages, or having the phone autocorrect his typing as his focus shifts in between the road and the phone. Oh, by the way, don't text and drive. And that kind of goes hand in hand with the rest of this film. And all of our short films, really. Keep it simple, but define it with the little details. I really wish there was more BTS for this film, but we really don't have much because there really wasn't much to this film. It was just a matter of getting out there and doing it.
I almost just killed you.
My hope is that there's someone watching this little behind-the-scenes look, and maybe they've been thinking they're not capable of making a great little film. But hopefully, after watching this, they can say, well, these clowns made a film with nothing but and I can do that! And inspire them enough to get out and make something. I'm not saying our film is a work of art, and it's really, really cool that these guys seem to like it. But most importantly, we like it. We feel good about it, and that's what it's all about. There's a feeling of accomplishment that comes with just getting out there, making something, and finally finishing it. It's the ultimate fulfillment. So I guess if you really wanted to know how we made this film, that's how. Having enough passion to just get out there and do it. Also, you have to dress up like a clown or a hitman, because clearly those are noticeable trends for us.